Hello, Nor'easters! Welcome to 15 Minutes With. My name is Josh Pahigian. I'm the director of the UNE Center for Global Humanities, and I also help out with UNE Communications. My guest today is Golshan Madraki. Golshan is the director of the Supply Chain Management program here at UNE and also an associate professor in our College of Business. Both Golshan's research and her work with students exemplify how UNE faculty drive innovation through interdisciplinary collaboration. I have a lot I want to talk with Golshan about, but first let's just meet our guest. Golshan, welcome to 15 Minutes With.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me today. It's an honor, and I'm so excited about this conversation.
So you joined UNE about a year ago now, right around the time when the College of Business was officially launching. And there's been so much energy, so many new programs being announced. What has it been like? Has it been like joining a startup from the ground floor, or how's the experience been?
Absolutely. It's absolutely exciting. As you said, it's the best word to describe our College of Business is a startup because we have a lot of innovative projects. We have a lot of initiatives. We are hiring new faculty members. We are hiring staff members. We have social events and so on. So we are working on different projects together. We are collaborating across the campus, outside the university and so on. So yes, it's very exciting.
So tell me a little bit about supply chain management. That's your expertise. My extent of understanding supply chain management is I order something on the website that sends me products and all of a sudden it shows up at my door, and I sometimes wonder how it all happens so accurately and quickly. But you have the expertise. So tell me a little bit about your research into the field and the expertise that you've gained and how that translates into what you do at UNE.
I believe what happened after COVID and what happened after people see that the shelves are empty, when they go to grocery stores, there are some hiccups in the supply chain. Everybody learned about supply chain. Maybe before COVID, not so many people knows about supply chains. The only maybe positive things out of COVID was that people know about supply chain and the importance of the supply chain. And as you said, anything that we are using on our daily basis, any product, even some services has a very complicated supply chain network, including people involved, including product, including the math models, including so on. So as an expert, I'm modeling and dealing with different problems in supply chain, including the environmental problems, the sustainability, and as well as the optimization. We are trying to make the waste minimum. We are trying to actually work on the supply chain networks in a way that minimize the waste and so on, and use the recycling and so on.
So it sounds like it involves crossing into a number of different fields other than just...
Absolutely. I would say supply chain is a perfect example of interdisciplinary major, collecting all the way from political science, social science, legislation, as well as mathematicians, data analytics. So many of these supply chains is about data, right? And actually, this is why I'm teaching data analytics course, and we are going to talk about it. But data is the big part of the supply chain, mathematical model and optimization, operations research, and so on. So yes, it's absolutely a interdisciplinary major.
Because I'm interested in how your expertise translates into the work you do as an educator in the classroom with your students. Tell me a little bit about the class. Who takes the class, and how is it organized to incorporate students from different disciplinary perspectives into a single cohesive group?
The course that I'm teaching is an introduction to the data analytics. It's one of those major interdisciplinary courses that is open to many majors on campus as an elective. It's a requirement for the College of Business, but students from data science major also needs to take the course. I have students from different backgrounds with different soft skills and the technical skills coming to my class, and I absolutely love about it because when I put the students in the group, we always have a teamwork and projects in a team. They would learn about each other, and they could be more innovative because they're coming from different backgrounds. So this is my favorite part of teaching this class.
How do the students finish the class? Is there a culminating project or something they work toward at the end that applies their skills to real-world applications?
We always have a big final project. It's a group project at the end. And one thing that I love about it is that students actually pick their own topic. Of course, they need to follow some structures, strict structures, because it's a requirement. It's a part of the grade, right? But picking the topic is interesting because these kids coming from different backgrounds, right? So we have students from data science, we have students from business, we have students from even other majors, right? When they come up with the topic, they always come up with some innovative topics that I really like about.
Golshan, this past April, I had the pleasure of attending our Student Innovation Showcase on campus, and that's a time when our student entrepreneurs show off the work they've done over the course of the past year. And I was just blown away by how interdisciplinary they were and how excited the students were and how knowledgeable the students were about the products they had developed, in many cases from scratch and ready to almost bring to market by the time the showcase took place. I was wondering if there was an example of a project that embodied all those qualities that I just mentioned.
Actually, I want to talk about one of the a project that I was involved closely. I was one of the faculty members advising the group of students. I would like to talk about SeaMade. SeaMade is an energy bar which is different from other regular energy bar because one of the main ingredients that using in this energy bar is seaweed. And as you may know, seaweed is super food, super nutritious, and so on. And we have a sea farm on campus, and we can actually source this seaweed from our own farm, which is absolutely stunning, which is absolutely unique. UNE actually bought this business, a small business from a family that run this project, run this business for a while. And now we, UNE, actually own this business. And our students, this is the best chance for our students to get involved and do the hands-on real world business. There are 4 groups that we actually put the students in. Product and nutrition. So students work on the recipe, the products, how to improve the products. Process, how to actually create this energy bar. Marketing, and as well as supply chain. So I was the advisor of the supply chain group. And each of them presented a poster at the end of the year as you attended.
And I tasted some of the bars too.
Did you like it?
I liked them. 2 thumbs up.
Exactly. Yeah, my favorite is very nutritious. And this is an ongoing project. Students are working still and they are training their successors and so on. We are very excited about this.
Golshan, let's talk a little bit now about the Next Wave program. And this is a program you're the director of, and it debuted just this past summer, about a month ago. And it's a program that gives high school students a chance to come to campus and dip their feet into business waters, but also some STEM fields as well. Tell us about the first cohort of Next Wave students.
This is one of those initiatives that I talked about. This is one of the most impactful way to prepare students for the college life. We all know that college could be challenging, college could be uncertain, especially in the first few years for the students, like 18, 17 years old. They're coming on campus. This is the first time that they are away from the families. And I guess programs like Next Wave is a perfect opportunity for students and for family to prepare them. On top of that, we want to actually give them the chance to work on the real world project. Academic side of the project is very also important. So let me tell you a little bit about the structure of the project. So it's a 1 week fully residential program. Students say goodbye at the beginning of the weeks.
Bye,
Sunday.
Mom and Dad. Yep.
Exactly. And they're not having them until the Saturday. And we have a welcome ceremony. And on Monday, we have an academic session. So from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m., students will be in academic session. They are working with 4 different faculty members from different discipline and majors, and we have guest speakers, we have actual professors get involved, and so on. We are working on a real world problem challenge. Give them a little bit of the technical background and ask them to come up with the solution for this real world problem, and at the end of the week they are presenting to the family members. I would say this year was a full success. Students absolutely love it. We had 17 students, 17 families. I would say it was very exciting for me, for family, based on the feedback we learn afterwards. They absolutely loved it, and I really hope that we can continue having this program at UNE.
That's great. What was the real world project students worked on this time around?
This year, we defined the problem as students design a sustainable and feasible food truck business venture. And this is why I'm saying it's absolutely interdisciplinary, because when you are designing a venture, you need to learn about your customers, the psychology of the product, the psychology of your customers, as well as the social aspects of this business, as well as the business itself, like accounting, working with the financial aspects of it, ingredients, the supply of those ingredients, and so on.
No conversation these days is complete without some contemplation of how AI is changing the way we work. And it seems like supply chain management was one of the first to really get on board with AI. And as consumers, we've all seen the benefits of that in the rapid delivery of products with great accuracy. So I was wondering if there are any lessons from how supply chain management has adopted AI that might also be beneficial for those in other industries.
AI can solve a lot of problems. AI has a deep knowledge on almost any area, any field that you can think of. Now, what is the human role with having this? Do we need to go to college anymore with having AI? The answer is absolutely yes. And the reason is that nowadays, defining the problem, first off, finding the right problem and defining the problems are two things that AI cannot do, right? AI can solve the problems, but cannot find the right problems, cannot define the problems. And that's why we are trying to learn in college. We are trying to push students to be curious, to think about different aspects. And this is why interdisciplinary majors, interdisciplinary research is important, because AI has the deep knowledge, right? But if you as a human can think about different pieces at the same time, this is us, this is human.
As a final question for you, I might ask if you have any message for our UNE alums who are former business majors here at UNE, because we've had a business major for a long, long time. And we have business alumni who are at all different stages of the career arc. And I was wondering, are there chances for them to get involved in mentoring students or coming back and sharing some of their expertise? What message might you have to those alumni?
Thank you for this great question. Yes, absolutely. We have a lot of resources. We have a lot of faculties. And with their expertise, we want them to come back because they know what's the process. They know UNE. They know the level, the quality of our students. And having them on board is like win-win for UNE, for themselves, for their institutions, and for current students, because they would come back, they know the quality of our students, they can hire our students. At the same time, they can be involved in so many different social events that we have. Honestly, I think one of the most important outcomes of university, higher education, is networking, having that network. And these alumni are our best allies. They can come back, network with our current students, network with the professors. We would love them to be our first contact and allies. And my message for them is that, please, we need your help. Be there for us. We will be there for you. And we have a lot of resources, and we would love to welcome you.
Golshan, thanks so much for taking some time to sit down with me today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. It was a great conversation.
Agreed. That's all for this episode of 15 Minutes With. We'll see you next time, Nor'easters.